Simon Ekpa win the appeal. Biggest updates as Finland is finally ready to set Ekpa free. Yes, in fact, the streets of Finland is filled up with celebration. My dear listeners, in fact, you won't believe what actually led to this, not until you see or listen to this very broadcast till the very end. All right, you all will agree.
Motion to recognize Biafra is recognized.
In our last video,
Global alert
I told you about
CPC, ICC, UN, and UNPO meet for final declaration. You can hear this, my dear listeners. You can hear this. In fact, a debate is currently going on as we speak. The voice you are hearing on this background is the voice of Barrister Darlington, the man that you all know that has been an analyst and also a critic of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. In fact, many times Bola Ahmed Tinubu has put up a call for his immediate arrest, but at the end of the day, nothing happened. I tell you, people they wait to get mouth for this country. We see not even the president has the power or the voice or the strength or the might to get a hold of them. That is the person of Barrister Darlington. In fact, if you can only give me a little of your ear, you will hear more and you will see how the global bodies are actually planning to do this. In fact, this is unbelievable. I'm just hearing this and it was a shocker the moment it got to our very studio. So please help to share this video. Let everyone be aware of this very news so that it will not make them unaware. God forbid bad thing. I was told, according to my grandfather, that he was busy eating eba and egusi soup when the war broke out. May your own never be like that. I beg no go share this very video. Let's go back.
Visited the appeal court, to reveal to the judges of his plan to appeal Simon Ekpa's case. So the judges now said, okay, now which of the charges do you want to appeal? To the judges, they thought that it's going to be the incitement of violence because already the notice has been sent to them that Simon Ekpa was actually sentenced to 6 years imprisonment due to incitement of violence. Okay, he said, I am going to appeal the old charges. So they ask, what do you mean by the whole charges? Simon Ekpa was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment because of incitement of violence. What do you mean by the whole charges? Then conglomerates came in and broke everything down for them. He said, yes, my client was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment due to incitement of violence, but there are other charges backed up with that incitement of violence. The District Court of Finland first allocated Simon Ekpa of some other charges, which Ekpa pleaded not guilty of, before they now capitalized and focused on incitement of violence. So I want to appeal all of those charges, so that should in case we win the incitement of violence, so they won't see anything else to move on to, because I understood these people very well. So they said, okay, can you please let us know these very charges? So he went on to make them to know what these charges actually is. They made them to know these very charges and what they actually stand for. So according to conglomerates, he said, yes, aside from incitement of violence, my client Ekpa was also accused of tax funds, that he was enjoying services without paying any tax, and he was also allocated of illegal illegal funding, okay, and then and extortion. Yes, he was also accused of embezzlement of financial support and aids. You know, so he just listed the five count charges like that, and said he is willing to appeal all of them. And to the humble surprise of the judges, the whole five count charges was registered for an appeal, and the lawyer Congress moved on with these very charges. Now it has finally happened, as these five count charges was now presented to the appeal court, registered for defense, as Simon Ekpa is prepared for his final hearing. Now the information here is, what other charges will the federal government of Nigeria present if all of these charges happen not to if Simon Ekpa happen not to be accused or not to be guilty of any of these? Because already before all of the aside from the incitement of violence, the other count charges has been removed, as Simon Ekpa pleaded not guilty of them all. So since they all have been registered, and if Simon Ekpa appear not guilty of them all, what other count charge is the federal government and Finland going to present as an evidence to prove that Simon Ekpa is actually guilty? The question is now put up as Ekpa prepares himself for his final appeal hearing. So, my dear listeners, it is a big one and a big win, as Ekpa is now preparing himself for his final appeal case. All the recordings and evidences has also been put up before the appeal judges, as Congress has called Ekpa to help him out with any other evidences which he can remember and which he can be able to put up, so as to be at the safer side. So, my dear listeners, there is no other reason for Simon Ekpa to remain in prison if he plead not guilty of all of this, and there is no other thing Nigerian or Finland will be presenting as evidence to prove that Ekpa actually committed any terrorism charges. So it's now left to us to begin our own vote, because your votes, your support, and your own opinion will really count. Your voice and your move will also be of great help, because when they see that you are actually informed about all of these politics, they have no choice than to hands off this very case of Simon Ekpa. So, my dear listeners, I celebrate you, I celebrate Simon Ekpa, and I also celebrate the people of Biafra. Yes, as we prepare for a final hearing, Simon Ekpa, yes, is still in Kilamako State Prison, but soon be released. So make una no worry, make fear no catch una, as the truth finally will be revealed. Finally, thank you so much. This is the Lord TV.